Did you know that sexual preferences can be as diverse as the cultures of the world? Indeed, the realms of sexual preferences and desires are as vast and varied as the human race itself. From the chilly reaches of Siberia to the sun-kissed beaches of Brazil, every corner of the world has its unique take on what constitutes pleasure. It's a fascinating landscape, shaped by myriad influences such as culture, religion, societal norms, and personal experiences. Let's take a moment to consider the role of culture in shaping our sexual preferences. Picture an intricate tapestry woven with threads of tradition, customs, and societal norms. Every thread adds a unique hue, a unique pattern, contributing to the overall design. That's what culture does to our sexual preferences. It subtly, yet profoundly, influences the way we perceive and pursue pleasure. Then, we have the influence of religion and societal norms. These two factors often work in tandem, establishing moral frameworks and behavioral guidelines that can significantly sway our sexual preferences. They can either liberate or limit, encourage exploration, or enforce conformism. The impact is so profound that it can even shape the sexual preferences of entire communities or nations. Now, let's bring this discussion to a more specific context. Our topic for today: oral sex preferences among women in different countries. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to explore a facet of sexual preferences that's often shrouded in mystery, misconceptions, and even taboo in certain societies. We're going to delve into the intriguing world of oral pleasure, dissect its appeal, its prevalence, and its perception across the globe. But before we embark on this journey, it's essential to remember that every woman is unique, with her own set of preferences, desires, and boundaries. So, while we discuss general trends, let's not forget the individuality that lies at the heart of every sexual preference. Now, let's dive into the data and see where women love the blowjob the most. According to a survey conducted by Durex, the world's leading condom manufacturer, women's preferences for oral sex vary widely across countries. This survey, which sought to unravel the mysteries of sexual preferences, revealed some intriguing results. Let's dive into the top 5 countries where women showed a higher preference for oral sex and try to understand why these preferences might exist. First on the list is Spain, where a remarkable 74% of women expressed a preference for this intimate activity. Why, you ask? Well, Spaniards are known for their passionate and expressive nature, and this extends to their sexual lives as well. The culture encourages open discussions about sex, which could explain why women in Spain are more open to expressing their preferences. Next, we travel to Canada, where 67% of women voiced a similar preference. Perhaps this can be attributed to the country's progressive attitude towards sexual health education and its focus on equality in all aspects of life, including the bedroom. Third in line is Australia, with 65% of women favoring oral sex. Australians are known for their laid-back and open-minded nature, which could be a factor in their preferences. Surprisingly, fourth on the list is India, where 62% of women expressed a liking for oral sex. Despite the country's conservative societal norms, it seems that women are breaking barriers and openly expressing their sexual preferences. Finally, we have the United States, where 61% of women prefer oral sex. The country's liberal approach to sex education and its emphasis on the importance of sexual satisfaction could be contributing factors. In summary, it's clear that cultural and societal contexts significantly influence sexual preferences. From Spain's expressiveness to Canada's focus on equality, Australia's laid-back attitude, India's breaking of conservative barriers, and the United States' liberal approach to sex education, these factors can all play a part in shaping preferences. So, it seems that cultural and societal factors can play a significant role in shaping sexual preferences. But what does science say about why some women might prefer oral sex? Well, let's dive into the fascinating world of sexual pleasure from a scientific perspective. When we talk about female sexual pleasure, the clitoris is a crucial player. It's a small, sensitive organ located at the top of the vulva with twice as many nerve endings as the penis. That's right, the clitoris has around 8,000 nerve endings, making it highly sensitive and a major contributor to female orgasm. Now, how does this relate to oral sex? Oral sex allows for direct stimulation of the clitoris. This can lead to intense pleasure and potentially orgasm for many women. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy found that 70% of women require direct clitoral stimulation to reach orgasm. But the science of pleasure doesn't stop there. The clitoris isn't just what you see externally. It's actually a complex structure that extends deep into the body, wrapping around the vagina. When stimulated, these internal parts of the clitoris can also contribute to sexual pleasure. Research from the Kinsey Institute suggests that oral sex might stimulate these internal parts of the clitoris more effectively than other forms of sexual activity. This could explain why some women report experiencing more intense orgasms from oral sex. Furthermore, a study published in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that women who receive more oral sex report higher levels of sexual satisfaction. This suggests that oral sex might not just be about physical pleasure, but also about feeling desired and valued by a partner. So, science gives us another perspective on why oral sex might be a preferred activity for some women. It's not just about personal preferences or cultural influences, but also about the unique anatomy and physiology of the female sexual system. As always, understanding the science behind our experiences can help us navigate them with more knowledge and confidence. However, no matter the preference, one aspect remains key in any sexual relationship: communication. In the realm of intimacy, communication plays a pivotal role. It's the bridge that connects two individuals, allowing them to share their desires, preferences, and boundaries. It's not just about expressing what you want, but also about understanding and respecting what your partner desires. Communication in a sexual relationship isn't a one-way street, it's a mutual exchange of feelings, thoughts, and desires. Imagine a scenario where both partners are open about their preferences. There's no guessing game, no uncertainty. Instead, there's a sense of understanding and mutual respect. This openness can greatly enhance the experience for both parties, leading to more satisfying and fulfilling encounters. But communication isn't just about preferences. It's also about boundaries. Each individual has their comfort zones, and these should be respected at all times. By openly discussing these boundaries, we can ensure that both partners feel safe and comfortable. This in turn can lead to a more satisfying and enjoyable experience. Moreover, communication isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. As individuals, we evolve, our preferences change, and our boundaries may shift. Hence, it's important to keep the lines of communication open, to keep up with these changes and ensure that the relationship remains fulfilling for both parties. Let's also not forget about the importance of non-verbal communication. Sometimes, words may not be enough. The human body has its own language, and learning to understand this language can greatly enhance the sexual experience. Observing your partner's reactions, understanding their body language, and responding accordingly can lead to a deeper connection and a more satisfying sexual relationship. So whether you're in a country where oral sex is widely preferred or not, open communication is the secret to sexual satisfaction. By fostering an environment of open dialogue, mutual respect, and understanding, we can ensure that our sexual experiences are as fulfilling and enjoyable as possible. So, there we have it. A look into the intriguing world of sexual preferences, specifically focusing on oral sex. In the past 10 minutes, we've navigated through a fascinating exploration of human sexuality and the preferences that people around the globe hold when it comes to the act of fellatio. We began our journey with a dive into the Durex survey findings, which provided us with an insightful look into the countries where women reportedly enjoy performing oral sex the most. we discovered that there's a wide variety of preferences across the globe, with countries like Norway, Canada, and Australia leading the way. But remember, these are just statistics. It's important to understand that sexuality and preferences can be incredibly personal and varied. Next, we delved into the scientific reasons behind these preferences. We learned about the role of dopamine and oxytocin, two key hormones that are released during sexual activities and contribute significantly to the feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. The act of fellatio, we found, can trigger the release of these hormones, helping to explain why it is enjoyed by many. Then, we highlighted the importance of communication in sexual relationships. We discussed how open dialogue can lead to a better understanding of each other's likes, dislikes, and boundaries. This open communication can enhance the sexual experience, foster deeper intimacy, and even help to build stronger relationships. Before we wrap up, it's crucial to remember that everyone's sexual journey is unique. Preferences can change and evolve over time, and what's most important is that you and your partner are comfortable, consensual, and enjoying the experience. As we close this chapter, let's remember that sexual preferences are not one size fits all. They're as diverse and individual as the people who hold them. So, keep an open mind, communicate with your partner, and enjoy exploring your sexual journey together. Remember, sexual preferences are as diverse as the people who hold them. So, keep an open mind, communicate with your partner, and enjoy exploring your sexual journey together.